mainly because of one reason. Would you rather recognize speech or would you rather wreck a nice beach? Obviously, the meaning of those two things are completely different, however, they sound similar. That's why Robbie interprets what is said based on words. It's by interpreting what is said by words, it is also able to make the conversation flow more more natural. Because say if you just said like no out of nowhere, what would that mean? No, I have no apples. No, I have no tunes. So, yeah. Another thing that makes Robbie different is that uh, its voice is realistic sounding. It has breathing effects and it emphasizes some words more than others. There are realistic pauses when there are commas or periods at the end of a sentence, and the pronunciation is pretty close to what a human is. Another thing that really makes Robbie stand out is that it's an amiable character. Its appearance is smooth, it's cute, it blinks, and it even moves its mouth when it talks. That really makes the conversation more natural because you can see that there is something that you are talking to. It's not just a bunch of circuits and programming lines of codes. Um, Getting back to words, it's mainly like the interpretation of words during a conversation. So, as I mentioned before, if you just say no, that could mean anything until the end of the universe, practically. So, what Robbie does is he has hints for conversation, which follow different paths that a conversation can go. And once one of these conversations finishes, there is another link to a conversation so it can keep going. As you might have noticed a few times, Robbie asked me if I like hockey or what's my favorite hockey team. Those are the conversation links in action. Um, so, what are some of the possible uses of Robbie? Like, some of the possible future uses of Robbie? Well, there is a few that I like in particular. Assisting children with autism to communicate. Sometimes, for some people, it is difficult to communicate. Robbie can make that easier. And Robbie is aesthetically pleasing. That's a big word. Um, Using pre-programmed phrases that have a calming effect on pets. So like say if my turtles were splashing the water uncontrollably at night for some reason, I could program Robbie to say, Aaron will be with you soon, just wait a few more hours. And they could be calm. It's as simple as that. Allowing household staff to communicate with Robbie via voice over IP. This is pretty interesting. Say, for example, you have an Apple TV in your house. Well, maybe you could put Robbie on it, and Robbie could organize, say, the indoor temperature, the temperature of the pool, whether your oven is turned on or not, or whether the dryer is running or not. Robbie could organize all of that. And then you could call Robbie via your cell phone. It would go to the Apple TV, which is connected to the internet, and then it could interact with it. You could say, what is the temperature of the house? It could reply, oh, 23 degrees Celsius. and then you could change the temperature or not. So that's pretty cool. Um, Another possible future use of Robbie is allowing military personnel to receive live vocal updates. So say for example you wanted to have a position on a jet airplane that is currently being flown by someone that is relatively new. Well, you could receive vocal updates. Robbie could, in the future, pick up GPS coordinates and say them vocally, perhaps in 30-second intervals or 5-minute intervals, whatever. Could also be a personal laboratory assistant. So like say if you had a Bunsen burner on for too long, Robbie could tell you, hey, you better turn this off or it's going to get extremely hot in here. And another one is therapeutic devices in a stuffed animal for children. So say for example you could have a teddy bear. Robbie would be embedded in this teddy bear, and it could comfort the child by saying nice things and also interact with the child. That's what this whole human to machine conversation is about. So that's about it for this video demonstration of Robbie. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you know anyone that has Mac OS 10.5, or even if you have it, please download Robbie and then fill out the survey. You can keep up to date with recent Robbie news at my blog www.robotgirl.com. That's ROBOTGRRL.com. See you soon.